Alrighty, it's actually New Year's Eve, Friday, in the afternoon, and the last time I sent a video up or made a video about the carburetor, it was leaking, and I adjusted the idle air mixture screws using a vacuum gauge, and I screwed them all the way in. And that hasn't set with me very well because it should have killed the engine or made it run really rough. So that tells me I've got another problem, maybe a vacuum leak or something. So I thought I'd pull the spark plugs and see what they look like, see if they're rich or not. Yeah, I broke one. I think I was using the wrong socket, so it was kind of dark too. So here's what it looks like. It's not the best. I've got some other pictures I'll put on there, but it looks like it's running rich. So I think what I'm going to do is clean up these spark plugs. I bought a couple others for the one I broke and the one I may potentially break, trying to get these out. And then I'm going to use a can of brake cleaner and see if I can figure out if there's a vacuum leak somewhere and see what I can find on that. So that's what I'm going to do. It snowed a little bit last night. I'll show some snow. So it looks like outside. Oh, can't hold the camera or my phone straight. Just a few inches. And it is cold in my garage. I do not have heat. So it might not last too long. I got a little tripod so I can have it hold my camera and see how this works. And yeah, all the spark plugs look the same. I think I might have rubbed that one off, but they all look pretty rich. This is about what they all look like. Black and a little rich. I'm still wondering if I should swap carburetors. From my research, this looks like a 2150 and it was rebuilt, but I can't find any numbers on it. I don't know the Venturi size. I don't know anything about it. I looked on Uramco's website and it says it's for a 302. So it might just be an undersized carb, and I might need to put something else on there. So let me go get the spark plugs. Okay, old spark plug, new spark plug, and I bought the Autolite 45s. Shoot, wonder if I should have bought more, because they look not so good. I think I'm going to back gap them at 42 to 45 and see if that changes the behavior any. So let me grab a gauge. 40. That feels like 40. Let's see what these old ones are. They're definitely not 40. So, okay, those two should be 42. Let's do that. Okay. Definitely not what those are at, but we're gonna gap them a little wider. Okay, that one's done. Gotta clean these off a little bit. That one's done. Brr, it's cold out here. That one might be a little bit more than 40, we'll see. Or 42. I'm using this to twist them open too, a little bit. Okay. Those are anywhere from 42 to 44, depends on how much I open them up. So I'll throw them back in. Okay, I just cleaned up the spark plugs, put one new one in, re-gapped them to about 42 roughly, and now I'm going to start it up, let it warm up, and then I'm going to use brake cleaner and see if I can determine if there's a vacuum leak somewhere. There's got to be a vacuum leak somewhere. Otherwise, putting in those idle air mixture screws would have done something. That's interesting. The bolts on the base of the carburetor were a little bit loose, but as I was giving it some gas and revving it up, I saw out the accelerator pump some gas seep out of that hole. We just changed that diaphragm, so that's always fun. It definitely changes when I spray brake cleaner on the left side of that carburetor, the passenger side. So there must be a vacuum leak down the gasket or something. I might have to take that carburetor off and see if there's even a gasket down there. I know I've just been idling and I've given a little bit of gas, but I'm going to pull that spark plug, that new one we put in, and take a look-see and see what it looks like. Doesn't look too bad. It's not completely gummed up with fuel, so it's a good sign. Can't tell if it's running lean or Rick. There's no real distinct line on that inside of that spark plug, but it's not bad. So, thing to do now is to take it for a test drive, see how it behaves, and probably need to see if there's even a gasket in there. Yeah, there's a gasket. There's a gasket and maybe a spacer. I wonder if they're warped. They may just be warped. Alrighty, let's put the spark plug back in. Okay, it's the next day after we were monkeying with the carburetor again. It started snowing last night, so I couldn't take it for a drive. And today, it's been cold. So we just went and watched the new Superman movie. Not Superman, Spider-Man movie. And aren't they all the same? Good versus evil. And so it's 20 degrees out here, so we just fired up Old Blue. And we're gonna see if anything changed in regapping the spark plugs, tightening down the carburetor again, and I turned the idle air mixture screws one turn out. So we're gonna let old Blue warm up, and then we're gonna hop on State Street and give her some throttle and see what she does. And if this doesn't do anything, I think I might try to find a different carburetor. I was reading online that other people that have these cheap Chinese carburetors off Amazon, the idle air mixtures don't always work. I don't know if that's this problem, but it very well could be. So we'll give her a try and give her a drive here in a second. Okay, we're running it down State Street. We're about 40 miles an hour. My throttle response is the best it's ever been. This is great. This is running great. I give her some gas and she actually takes off instead of spits and sputters. I'm happy as heck. So whatever we did made a big difference. We're gonna keep driving and see if it keeps behaving properly, but yeah, this is the best, by far the best it's ever run. It's not spitting and sputtering. Alrighty, so far so good. Throttle response is good. Gone about 5 miles around town. It is New Year's Day, so nobody's on the roads. And I'm pleasantly surprised. This thing's behaving like I thought it should. So we're gonna take her home, drop Wyatt off at a friend's house first, and then take it home and just take a look, see, make sure nothing's leaking, because this carburetor likes to leak. And we're about out of gas, so I can't go too far. We're gonna have to get some gas and take it for another test drive, maybe tomorrow. So thanks for watching.